Edge of 17 was directed by Kelly Fremon Craig. It stars Hailee Steinfeld and Woody Harrelson. The film follows a 17-year-old teenager named Nadine. She's going through high school and she's absolutely hating life at the moment. Everybody around her is being an a-hole to her, and her best friend is currently dating her older brother. Pretty much nothing is going her way at the moment. Now, this is a rather interesting movie and a rather unusual movie for me to go out and see in the cinemas, mainly because it's a high school movie and I don't really watch high school movies. Aside from this one, I've only seen one other high school movie, and that is Mean Girls. However, it's been getting very, very positive reviews online, and a friend of mine named Sawyer Sable has personally recommended it to me. I didn't really know what to expect out of this movie. I was just hoping it was going to be really good, just mainly because it was recommended to me. And I was not disappointed. And as far as the other high school movie I saw, Mean Girls, I'm going to be completely honest. Edge of 17 blows Mean Girls out of the water. I absolutely loved this movie, and I don't think I could have picked a better movie to start the year off in 2017. Now, the film is a drama and a comedy, and I actually didn't exactly know how this was going to work out, because I heard that drama/comedies are rather hard to pull off because they're very, very polarizing. So trying to execute them both sounded like a really huge challenge, but it was executed amazingly. I found myself emotionally invested in all the characters. I was rooting for the main protagonist, and I was happy for her when she got her way, and I was disappointed and I was sympathetic for her when she was not getting her way, which is like 90% of the movie. So it really did nail that drama element, especially towards the later half of the film. But the comedy is also really well done. The movie knew when to be funny and when to take itself seriously. The main reason why I think it works is because they did something I found rather fascinating, where it felt like that they started off with the comedy and they had all the laughs mainly sort of towards the beginning of the film, and they had the drama sort of down here. But as the film progressed, the comedy sort of slowly went down, and the drama slowly went up, and so by the end of the film it got more and more serious as the film went on. However, that's not to say there are moments without any comedy. There are laughs throughout the entire film. However, it's just that the comedy seems to get less and less frequent as the film goes on, because the drama gets more and more emotional as the film goes on. But this movie had a much bigger sense of humor than I expected. This movie is very, very funny. The thing I find rather fascinating is the fact that a lot of the humor in this movie is not lowbrow humor. There aren't that many pooping, burping, farting, vomit jokes or anything. There's a couple, but there's really not that many, and the few that are there are kind of expected. But most of its actual sense of humor is really, really well done. Sometimes the comedy comes out of the situation the teenagers are in. Sometimes the humor comes in from the awkwardness that is high school. Sometimes the comedy comes in just being relatable, like you're going, ha, that's happened to me before. Or the comedy just comes in moments that's funny, but in a it's funny because it's true kind of way. I didn't know how much I was going to relate to this movie because I feel like that I'm having a really enjoyable life. Like, I am nothing like Nadine in this movie. I am a rather optimistic person. I like to see the glass as half full. So I'm enjoying life, basically. I'm nothing like her. So since I'm not hating life and I don't really feel like I'm having a terrible teenagehood at the moment, I didn't know how much I was going to relate to the main character. But I was genuinely surprised because there were moments where even I myself went, oh my god, I have done that before. If you're a teenager or you're an adult that's gone through high school, there's got to be at least a couple moments that you relate to. There are things that I myself relate to, like a scene where a character types in a really long message and spends like 5 minutes typing the entire thing, and she just goes, oh, this is horrible, I can't send this, and immediately deletes the entire message. I've done that before. Or poking fun at the fact that teenagers love to spam caps and exclamation marks and emojis. The fact that I relate to this movie is actually a really good sign because to me that's an indication that teenagers were represented very well in this film. And it mainly comes down to the writing and the casting. For starters, they actually cast teenagers in this film. Like, you're supposed to have teenagers in the film and they actually cast teenagers. I instantly buy the fact that these guys are 16 and 17 and 18. I buy their ages because they're actually teenagers. There's no 25-year-old men sort of walking around a high school pretending to be high school students. These are actual teenagers. Not only is the cast actual teenagers, but they act and talk like actual teenagers as well. It's not watered down, it's not dumbed down, it's not censored or anything like that. Let's just say that this movie's rated M for a reason. And as a result, they captured teenagers very, very well. Hailee Steinfeld is fantastic in this movie. She absolutely killed it in her role. I truly do not believe that she was acting in this film. There was at one point where she emotionally breaks down and her eyes were bloodshot and were filled with water and tears. And I went, oh my god, that is brilliant acting. I do not think she's acting at all. I believe she's actually crying. Fantastic performance. She also has great chemistry with the rest of the cast, especially Woody Harrelson. They bounce off each other very, very well. The scene between Hailee Steinfeld and Woody Harrelson are by far the best and the funniest scenes in the movie. A lot of people say that it's rather more unrealistic because if anyone found out what this teacher was saying to this 17-year-old girl, he would instantly be fired, and yeah, it's true, he says some pretty despicable stuff, but I don't care, it's still really funny. And I am so glad that while we did get a glimpse of what he's like in the trailer, I'm so glad we only get like 1 or 2 scenes with him in the trailers and they don't spoil every single one of their conversations. They have several conversations that are not in the trailers. The cinematography is also pretty great too. It really fits the tone of the film. My only real flaw with the movie is that it feels like it sort of lacks a climax. Like, the main character is going through a hell, and there's a sequence of scenes where she sort of starts to gain a bit of a resolution to her problem, which I will not give away. I mean, you know how in other movies, usually when the main character either succeeds or fails to achieve his or her goal, it usually happens within one scene, like one big epic final confrontation, and they succeed or fail to achieve their goal in pretty much one scene. Here, it's more in a sequence of scenes, and it comes down very, very gradually. And then it just ends. It feels a bit more abrupt, and I felt like the film was a little bit anticlimactic. I do think we should have had a bit of a stronger ending. I'm not saying like have a fight scene or something like that, that'd be stupid, that's way out of its genre. I'm just saying that the ending felt a little bit lackluster, and I really felt like there was something about the ending that really needed more of a punch. But that's just me. Also, and this isn't really a flaw with the movie, it's more something you should know, but this movie is not for everyone. Mainly because it's a high school movie, and it's a high school movie that is representing teenagers very, very well. So yes, it's rated M for a reason, there are sexual references, and there is quite a bit of swearing in this movie and all that other stuff that teenagers do nowadays. So if you really don't want to see a movie with that type of content, then this is definitely not for you, because there are some sexual references in the film, and there is quite a bit of profanity. So it's not for everyone. However, those who don't mind that kind of stuff, I definitely recommend you give it a go. I love this movie. Pretty much everyone that was talking to me about it was saying that it was really good and they really thought I should see it. And I still went in with a bit of hesitation, but I gave it a chance. That's why I went to the cinemas to see it, because I wanted to give it a chance. And it was a lot better than I was expecting. Definitely lives up to the hype it's been given. But that's it. I recommend this movie to everyone else, because I loved this film. I had a blast seeing it in cinemas, and in all honesty, I want to see it again. I'm going to give Edge of 17 an A. Guys, I loved this movie. I don't think I could have picked a better film to start the year off for myself. I want to see it again, actually, just because I really do think it is that good. So stay tuned for my next video, whatever it may be, but until then, yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!